Hi, Wes Schaefer, the Sales Whisperer here, and as you can see on the board here behind me, today I'd like to talk with you about prospecting. You know, a salesperson's job is to prospect. That's it. A business owner's job is to market. All right, we'll get into that with some other videos, some other topics. Check out my blog, upcoming conference calls. But I hear so many people want to jump into SEO, SEM, PPC, keyword analysis, video blogging, direct mail, a bunch of advanced techniques and things I'll give you we need to be doing. You need to be doing. But what do you have right now that you can do today to make more money? That's pick up the phone and talk to somebody. Is it glorious? Nope. Is it glamorous? Nope. Is it sexy? Nope. Can it be frustrating? You bet. Is it the most efficient, effective use of your time? In the long run, probably not. Is it the most effective, efficient use of your time today? Probably. More and more people, if you Google the word hunkering down, the phrase hunkering down, you get something like 890,000 hits coming back from Google, because more and more people are just wanting to hunker down and wait this recession out, right? I don't know anybody that saved their way into prosperity. Okay, just like the government wanting to tax us into prosperity. Let me know how that works out for you, okay? But I digress. Let's talk today about prospecting using the phone. You see behind me, we're going to cover 3 specific openings that I have used with success and that I teach every single week to my students. So, when you get on the phone, let me turn around here and you see APMBO. What is your attitude? What is your mentality, your mindset? What is your perspective? Okay? What is your belief? What is your objective? Far too often, when people are getting on the phone, their objective is to make a sale or to reach a decision maker and get an appointment. When statistics and day-to-day activity prove that is just, it's not going to happen. Okay? You're going to get more no's than yeses when you pick up the phone. You're going to get more voicemail and more gatekeepers than you will decision makers. That's fine. But if you have that understanding going in, okay, if you go in to the call with the perspective that you truly are not there to sell anything, your idea, your goal is to get a decision maker on the phone. And you know what? The receptionist or the person that answers the phone may be that decision maker. So your goal is to get them on the phone, establish trust with them by differentiating yourself, that we'll get into in just a second. And you can differentiate yourself over the phone. And you can do so in the first 5 seconds. So your goal is to get a decision maker on the phone, establish trust, and see, do they have a need for what you sell? All right, because I truly do believe that selling is a calling. Questioning is the process. All right, how you engage with that person, the questions that you ask is what differentiates you. So questioning is the process, and at the end, a sale may be the solution, but then again, it may not be. So let's shift your attitude. Let's shift your perspective, your mindset, your belief, your objectives. Let's change those around and realize I'm going to get more voicemail than live people. In a later video, I'll cover some voicemail messages you can leave and the sequences in which you leave them to get a call back. And it may take a handful of voicemails, but if the prospect is big enough and worthwhile, then it's worth making a few calls. But look for that in another video. But we want you to change your perspective, your objective. Your goal is to engage in a good dialogue with a decision maker. Okay? Now, a few different ways that I open up my calls. And you need to take these, test them, use what is natural to you. Okay? Don't take these and think I've got to say them verbatim, but you know what? It doesn't hurt to make out a script and read it for a while until you internalize the essence of it, and then make it your own. You know, I wrote a blog a while back about, you know, what do Letterman Larry and Oprah have in common, so Larry King, David Letterman, Oprah, is that they ask good questions of interesting, relevant people. All right, they ask relevant questions of interesting people, and they sit back and they listen. So, all of them, though, are following scripts. These things are written out ahead of time. Does it sound like a script? Sometimes yes, most of the time no. So make these your own, and you'll have more success over the phone. So the first opening. Now it depends on your industry and your part of the country, all right, and how you adjust these. But start out with, how do most people start out the call? Hey, how you doing? And what's the first thing you do? You roll your eyes, and then you stab yourself in the face with your pen because you were foolish enough to answer the phone when you knew you shouldn't have. All right, hey, how you doing? If you want to be different and perceived and received differently than your competition, then act differently from the beginning. So do not start out with, hey, how you doing? So how do you open up the call? When they answer the phone, you get the decision maker, you get the receptionist on the phone, say, hi, may I speak to Mr. Smith? Okay. Mr. Smith gets on the phone, and instead of, hey, how you doing? Try one of these openings. Mr. Smith, this is a sales call. May I take 30 seconds of your time, tell you why I'm calling, and after that you decide if we talk anymore. Okay, I have had VPs of sales. I mean, the guy literally told me, he said, go. And that's exactly what you want. All right. This guy said, you know, I wasn't going to give you the time, but I'm the president of the company. I've got my VP of sales right here. I've got you on speakerphone. But because you said you told the truth, here's your shot. And you know what? That's all we want, is to be seen as different, so we can then lay out our case and see if there's a need for what we're doing. Okay? So you start out the call. So one of two ways. A play on that is, Mr. Smith, my name is Wes Schaefer. We've never met. May I take 30 seconds of your time, tell you why I'm calling. At the end of that call, you decide if we talk anymore. All right, another way is, Mr. Smith, this is a marketing call. May I take 30 seconds of your time, tell you why I'm calling, and after that you decide if we talk anymore. All right, you're just laying it out there. Now, once again, this works better in different parts of the country, works better with whatever industry you're in, product you're selling. Is it a short sales cycle, long sales cycle? Is it a complex sale, a simple sale? Are you selling something tangible like copiers and computers? Are you selling something intangible like services or software? So take it with a grain of salt, okay, and use it as you see fit. Another good way to open up the call, and with all of these, you're very laid back. You're not pushy. You're not super. You're not enthusiastic like a cheerleader cheering on their team. You're methodical. Imagine your CPA or your doctor, your attorney calling you. You kind of want to take that calm, detached demeanor. You know, final way that I recommend you try out is, once again, very nonchalant. Hi, my name is Wes. We haven't met before. May I take a moment of your time, tell you why I'm calling, and after that you tell me if you're interested in hearing more. Okay? Or, hi, my name is Wes. We haven't met, but I was just hoping you could help me out for a moment. Okay? And at that point, most people will say, sure, I'll try. And that's all you want, is to have a start. Okay? So, in the next video, I'll get into the transition. All right? A lot of times you'll get no. That's fine. Hang up and move on. But when you get a yes, how do you make that transition? So, there's a little flow chart, a little path I'll take you down. So, stay tuned to this site. Look for the upcoming videos and updates. And once again, this is Wes Schaefer, the Sales Whisperer. Life is good. It's gooder when you're selling.